This lovely mountain, you've kept the promise. Now we're singing, all dressed in splendor, as your promise again is kept. Oh, dear sweet rainbow, I got my feelings made so timeless. One race for zenith, we together began one day. You led me on as we've come this far. We fixed our shoulders and determined just to win. You led me on as the race was made, there to be champions. We are winning. This lovely Lautech, you've kept the promise. Now we're singing, all dressed in splendor, as your promise again is kept. Oh, dear sweet rainbow, allure my feelings, make so timeless. One race for zenith, we together began one day. You led me on as we've come this far. We fixed our shoulders and determined just to win. You led me on as the race was made, there to be champions. We are winning. This lovely Lautech, you've kept the promise. Now we're singing, all dressed in splendor, as your promise again is kept. Dear sweet rainbow, allure my feelings, make so timeless. One race for zenith, we together began one day. You led me on as we've come this far. We fixed our shoulders and determined just to win. You led me on as the race was made, there to be champions. We are winning. This lovely Lautech, you've kept the promise. Now we're singing, all dressed in splendor, as your promise again is kept. Oh, dear sweet rainbow, I got my feelings made so timeless. One race for zenith, we together began one day. You led me on as we've come this far. We feel
doubted, you've kept the promise. Now we're singing, all dressed in splendor, as your promise again is kept. Oh, dear sweet rainbow, allure my feelings, make so timeless. One race for zenith, we together began one day. You led me on as we've come this far. We fixed our shoulders and determined just to win. You led me on as the race was made, there to be champions. We are winning. dressed in splendor, as your promise again is kept. Oh, dear sweet rainbow, allure my feelings, make so timeless. One race for zenith, we together began one day. You led me on as we've come this far. We fixed our shoulders and determined just to win. You led me on as the race was made, there to be champions. We are winning. This lovely mountain, you've kept the promise, now we're singing, all dressed in splendor, as your promise again is kept. Oh, dear sweet rainbow, I got my feelings made so timeless. One race for zenith, we together began one day. You led me on as we've come this far.
Hello. Good morning, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please be informed that if you go out, you do not have the opportunity to go home. Maintain your seats. The moment you go out, you do not bother to come home.
This lovely low tech, you've kept the promise. Now we're singing, all dressed in splendor, as your promise again is kept. Oh, dear sweet rainbow, allure my feelings, make so timeless. One race for zenith, we together began one day. You led me on as we've come this far. We fixed our shoulders and determined just to win. You led me on as the race was made, there to be champions. We are winning. this lovely Lautech, you've kept the promise. Now we're singing, all dressed in splendor, as your promise again is kept. Oh, dear sweet rainbow, allure my
Please let us
feelings,
stand for the
make
Senate
so
procession.
timeless. One race for
Let us
Zenith,
for the Senate
we
procession.
together began one day. You led me on as we've come this far. We fixed our shoulders and determined just to win. You led me on as the race was made, there to be champions. We are winning. this lovely Lautech. You've kept the promise, now we're singing, all dressed in splendor, as your promise again is kept. Oh dear sweet rainbow, allure my feelings, make so timeless. One race for zenith, we together began one day. You led me on as we've come this far. We fixed our shoulders and determined just to win. You led me on as the race was made, there to be champions. We are winning.
We are pleased to welcome members of the Governing Council into the hall. May the good Lord be with you. Shouts and bless. We have vice chancellors from sister universities coming into the hall. Bless you for being part of our celebrations. Thank you so much, sirs. Members of the Governing Council, we appreciate the good work you have been doing with us. Pray that the good Lord will strengthen them for you. Principal officers of the university, you are welcome to welcome the Vice Chancellor, Professor Razak Olatunde Rom Kalu, followed by the distinguished Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council of this university, Professor Ayodele Welcome the sirs. Once again, we welcome you. For our time, we will take dust the first stanza of the national anthem to kickstart this program. So,
received all your promotion of applied sciences. All Stephen's spectrum and the beaming of the rays of progress. Students of Lauter are the leaders today we manifest. Great staff committed to the training of the total persons. Great Lauter, great Monocaust, always stand for excellence. Great Lauter, greatest Monocaust, integrity and service. Integrity and service. Integrity and service.
Please, let's be seated. His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, our own dear engineer Sheyi Makinde, FNSE, DSC, GSSRS, is the visitor to the university, unavoidably absent, but is ably represented by his deputy, His Excellency Barrister Adebayo Lawal. We welcome you to this also. We have the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abdul Wahid Saliu Adelaku. The Pro-Chancellor, Chairman of the Governing Council of the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Professor Ayodeji Oludare Omole. We welcome you, sir. We have other dignitaries in this hall, and with the kind permission of the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, I want to recognize the presence of the Honorable Commissioner for Works, Professor Dawood Sangodoyin. We want to recognize the presence of the Vice Chancellor of LAUTECH, Professor Razak Olatunde Rom Kalilu. I am pleased to recognize council members seated in this hall. We welcome all of you. We thank you for the good works that you've been doing with us. God bless you. We have the Secretary to the Governing Council, who is the Registrar of this university, Mrs. Olayinka Olanike Balogun. We have our Deputy Vice Chancellors, Strategy and Development, Professor A.T.J. Ogunkunle. We are pleased to inform you that the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Innovations and Academics, Professor Olurotimi Araromizi, welcome you, sir. In the entourage of the visitor to this occasion, we have the Registrar Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, Professor Josiah Ajiboye. We welcome you, sir. We also have Honorable Tijani. I'm sorry, it's popularly known as Double T. We respectfully welcome you, sir. We have the various deans of our faculties also seated. We have heads of department, members of this academic community, distinguished administrators, ladies and gentlemen. We will gladly take recognition as permitted by the Deputy Governor when our royal fathers come. So at this point, so that we don't waste too much of our time, may I invite the Registrar of the University, Mrs. Olayinka Balogun, to come and invite the VC.
The Ladoke Akintola University of Technology Ogbomoso edict empowers the university to grant degrees, diplomas, and certificates, and other distinctions, as well as award medals, prizes, and other titles. It also provides that the Chancellor shall preside at all meetings of congregation held for the purpose of conferring degrees and all meetings of convocation, and in his absence, the Vice Chancellor shall preside. Consequently, I humbly invite the Vice Chancellor to constitute this assembly as congregation and declare the ceremony open for the purpose of conferring higher degrees. The Vice Chancellor, sir.
I hereby constitute this assembly as a congregation of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, and declare this ceremony, convocation ceremony, open for the purpose of conferring postgraduate diplomas and higher degrees.
The Vice Chancellor, sir. This assembly, having been fully constituted as a congregation of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, for the purpose of conferring degrees and for presenting prizes, I now respectfully call upon the Vice Chancellor, Professor R.O. Rom Kalilu, to deliver his address. Vice Chancellor, please.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor for your state, and visitor to the university, Engineer Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde, fellow Society of Nigerian Artists, ably represented by His Excellency, the Deputy Governor for your state, Barrister Bayo Lawal. Lords, spiritual and temporal, Royal Majesties and other royal personages, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the University Governing Council, Pro-Chancellors of other universities, Executive Secretary of National Universities Commission, Vice Chancellors of other universities, Deputy Vice Chancellor, members of the University Governing Council, members of Senate, registrar and other principal officers, provost of colleges, deans of faculties and postgraduate school, heads of department, acting dean of students, directors of units, members of the congregation, president of and members of the LAUTECH Alumni Association, distinguished guests, the graduates, parents and guardians, LAUTECH students, ladies and gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso. I feel honored to, on behalf of the Governing Council, the University Senate, management, staff and students, especially to welcome the visitor to the university as represented by His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, and his entourage to the grand finale of the 17th convocation ceremony for the award of postgraduate diplomas and higher degrees of this university. In this same regard, I welcome the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the 11th Governing Council, Professor Ayodeji Omole, and the honorable members of the Governing Council. on behalf of the Senate, management, staff, and students of the university. I also welcome all our guests, friends, well-wishers, parents, guardians to this historical event. Furthermore, today marks the 35th anniversary of the Founders' Day of the university. And I wish to inform you all that by 20 November 2025, it will be 5 years that Oyo State government took over the university. This will be duly celebrated when the time comes. This year, a grand total of 11,528 graduates are graduating. Those in the undergraduate categories, about 8,102 of them severally received their degrees at the convocation ceremony yesterday, with 94 of them in first class division. In today's ceremony, I am pleased to inform the congregation that a total of 3,426 graduates who have been found worthy in character and learning will graduate. Of this number, 277 will be conferred with postgraduate diplomas, 2,869 with master's degree, and 280 with Doctor of Philosophy degrees. To the graduates, as you stand to celebrate a significant threshold in your lives, remember that your journey has just begun. The world needs your unique knowledge and skill, and your goal should ultimately be about the advancement of the human civilization on the global level. Our achievements, vision, and challenges. Your Excellency, the visitor to the university, let me cordially apprise you and this congregation about some of our modest efforts and achievements in the last 1 year. All our academic programs are duly accredited by the National Universities Commission and relevant professional bodies. Our 6 new regular academic programs, namely theater arts, psychology, mass communication, linguistics, Yoruba, and political science, scale through the resource verification of the National Universities Commission and have become fully operationalized. Similarly, the 5 new additions to the undergraduate programs in the open and distance learning, namely cybersecurity, science, science laboratory technology, transport management, crop production and soil science, and crop and environmental protection, have equally become operationalized. The university continues to internationalize its operation in research and staff and student exchange. It has entered into collaboration with similar institutions across the globe, such as University of Kentucky and University of Utah, United States of America, as well as Alexander von Humboldt Foundation and Bayer Foundation of Germany, that established for us our Humboldt Research Hub, Center for Emerging and Reimagining Infectious Disease in the university, among several others. In research, our scholars are making significant breakthrough. 23 of our researchers severally won the TED Fund grant for institution-based research, for research in various fields. 2 of the researchers, 2 teams of researchers, led by Professors J.A. Badmos and E.A. Adebayo, won the National Research Fund, respectively, for development of indigenous non-caffeinated herbal leaves for reduction of non-communicable diseases and production of mushroom for development of novel immune booster. Similarly, the former material technology team have qualified to represent Nigeria in the World University Games coming up in Germany in July 2025. It is noteworthy that the university's rating and ranking has been on continuous ascent since 2023. In 2025, in the Times Higher Education World University Ranking, LAUTECH retained its position as the best state university in Nigeria. In a similar development, the 2025 Interdisciplinary Science Ranking, ISR, which assesses universities' contribution to and engagement with interdisciplinary science, ranked LAUTECH second position nationally and within the 251 and 300 bracket globally. These achievements mentioned here are not exhaustive, but are reflective of the pace at which the university is growing. Our vision is to be among the top 100 universities globally. This is a tall ambition, but it is possible, and we keep working on it. In the face of this vision and the ever-growing student enrollment, it is imperative that we urgently improve our infrastructure, introduce more technologies into our pedagogy and research system, improve our research output, and internationalize our students and staff mix, among some other urgent steps required. In conclusion, we are very appreciative of the unwavering commitment and unalloyed support of the visitor to the university, the Governor of Oyo State. It is, however, hope that His Excellency will graciously indulge the Oliver Twist in us and provide us with more support. Thank you, and God bless.
The Vice Chancellor, sir. I have the honor to call upon the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Ayodeji Oludare Omole, to deliver his address to the congregation. The Pro-Chancellor, sir.
Your Excellency, the visitor to the university and the executive governor of Oyo State, Engineer Dr. Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde, FNSC, ably represented by the Deputy Governor, Barrister Bayo Lawal. While standing on already established protocol, we give all glory and honor to the Almighty God for making it possible for us to witness the 17th convocation ceremony of this university. Convocation ceremony, as we all know, is an annual ritual that is used to celebrate the completion of studies by the students of the universities worldwide. I'm glad to state that since the inception of the 10th Governing Council, we made a promise that, unlike before, convocation ceremonies will hold yearly on Founders Day. It is the right of the students to graduate as scheduled and hold convocation ceremonies to mark completion of their study in the university. This we have been able to do. Promise made, promise kept. To God be the glory. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to inform this August gathering of the renewal of the appointment of members of the Governing Council for another 4 years by the Executive Governor of Oyo State. With my appointment as Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the University Governing Council for another 4 years. For the first time in the history of the university, appointment of council members were renewed, and this is historic. We hereby promise, as we transit from the 10th governing council to the 11th council, to continue the job and even work harder to make the university better than we met it. We appreciate the governor for the confidence reposed in us, and we promise not to disappoint him. We will not rest on our oars until we achieve the purpose for which you appointed us to the governing council of Lautech. Today is an important day in the life of our graduating students. So, as they transit from being student to alumni, on their way to embark on new journey to conquer new frontier. Today mark the culmination of years of hard work, burning of midnight oil, determination, sacrifice, and all form of endurance you have to pass through just to become a graduate of this university. I say congratulations to you. As you are graduating, you stand in the threshold of history and endless possibility, and I wish you good luck. Unlike yesterday, some of the graduates of today are themselves parents. As a postgraduate student, you must have graduated first degree before you are qualified for admission as a graduate student. And at times, in some university, you hear of parent-teachers forum in university. That is alien to the university culture, because university is meant for matured mind, in which some students themselves are parents. So we don't have PTA in university culture. Let me use this opportunity to challenge the graduating students not to see today as the final phase of their lives. Rather, it is the beginning. In this era of knowledge economy and disruptive technology, one cannot afford to rest on his or her horse. There are still more grounds to conquer. Whatever you want to embark upon after your graduation, you need to add value to it for it to sell. The competition is keener now, ever than before. I urge you to imbibe the motto of the university, which is excellence, integrity, and service, and add it to whatever you are doing in life. This is what will take you far. Decide today to make impact, contribute to the upliftment of the society. Though the world you are entering into is full of challenges, what you have been taught in this university is more than enough to make you become whatever you want to become in life, and change makers and be the leaders wherever you find yourself. Convocation time is not only a period for celebration, but also a time to reflect on activities in the university, at least in the last 1 year, and also talk about the future we are. Once again, on behalf of the council, management of the university, I appreciate our staff and unions for ensuring that we have an unbroken academic calendar. We have learned to resolve our misunderstanding among ourselves. The result of your dedication and commitment to duty is what we are witnessing today. As council, we promise to continue to support the university to be able to rank among the best in the world. Our mandate, as given by the Oyo State Governor and visitor to the university, His Excellency Engineer Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde, is to make Lautech among the best globally. With the renewal of our appointment, we promise to do better. In the last 4 years as council, We have succeeded in bringing peace and stability back to the university, without which without which there can be no progress. The academic rating and recognition of the university, both nationally and internationally, have improved tremendously. Between the last convocation and now, the university has remained among the top 12 in Nigeria and one of the best state universities in the country. In its assessment of the university by discipline released in January 2025, LAUTECH was ranked as the third best university in Nigeria for engineering, 6th in physical sciences, 7th in life sciences, and 10th in medical and health sciences. We will continue to work to ensure that LAUTECH retain its pride and place in Nigeria and the world at large. This will only be the starting point, because we aim to take the institution to higher heights and set more enviable record. As council, we will continue to ensure the standard are maintained and in all ramifications. Following the expiration of the tenure of the principal officers of the university, interviews were successfully conducted and new principal officers were appointed in August 2024, and they have since resumed duty and hit the ground running. Their teamwork so far has been quite impressive and commendable. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to also report that College of Agricultural Sciences and Renewable Natural Resources, the Iseyin campus, has continued to grow in leap and bound with the support of Oyo State government and some highly spirited individuals. More staff and students continue to report to the campus. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot end this speech without recognizing and appreciating the Oyo State Governor, His Excellency Engineer Oluseyi Makinde, for the support he continues to give to the university. As Oliver Twist, however, we will continue to come to you to ask for more support in one way or the other, and I know you will not be tired of us. As I round up this address, I want to also reiterate that this council will continue to enforce discipline among staff and students. Just like the motto of the university, integrity is the watchword. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for gracing this occasion, and I wish you safe journey to your various destinations. Thank you, and God bless.
The Vice Chancellor, sir. I have the honor to call upon the visitor to Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, His Excellency, Engineer Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde, FNSC, GSSRS, DSC, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, ably represented by His Excellency, Barrister Bayo Lawal, for his speech. You're welcome, sir.
May we be seated, please? Thank you very much. Well, other members of the state executive that I have seen and whose presence we duly recognize, and other members of the State House of Assembly that are here this morning. The Chancellor of the university, and the Pro-Chancellor as well of the university, and pro-chancellors of other universities that are here this morning. Let me, on behalf of His Excellency, also recognize the presence of the Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, the Vice Chancellors of other universities, particularly the Vice Chancellor of this university, Ladoke Akintola University, members of the University Governing Council, registrars of other universities that are here, including the registrar of Ladoke Akintola University. Well, our royal fathers are here, particularly His Imperial Majesty, Shawo Fukumasho, Kabiesi, Oba Gandhi, you are duly recognized. Other principal officers of the university, provosts of colleges, deans of faculties and postgraduate school, professors and members of the Senate, active dean of students, heads of department and units, and directors, members of congregation, president of Lautech Alumni Association, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, graduates, parents and guardians as well, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, you are duly recognized this day. His Excellency Engineer Seyi Makinde, being the visitor, is unavoidably absent this day because of other national engagement, and he sends his felicitation on the occasion of this convocation and the 35th anniversary of the existence of Ladoke Akintola University. And he says that he is greatly honored to address this gathering on the momentous occasion of the 17th convocation ceremonies and the 35th anniversary of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso. Today, not only have we gathered to celebrate the university's commitment to academic excellence, I'm proud to say some of us have been witnesses to the innovation and community service that the university has churned out in the last 3.5 decades. Over the past 35 years, Lautech has grown into a reputable institution producing graduates who have made significant contributions to the society from different fields of endeavor. On behalf of good people of Oyo State, I will again express satisfaction about the quality and product Lautech has produced and who have been of immense service to the country and the world at large. I cannot but appreciate the efforts of the staff who have over the years inculcated good values in the students. I want to also especially commend the university's governing council. The last one, which was the 10th, did excellently well, and the chairman of council, Professor Ayodeji Omole, is back on the saddle as the chairman of the 11th council of the university. He already knows that more work is the reward of good work. So we take the liberty of this occasion to really appreciate your contributions to the growth and development of the university, and you are further charged that more work is reward of good work. I also commend the management and staff of the university for their tireless effort in shaping the next generation of leaders. The 17th convocation ceremonies mark a significant milestone as we confer degrees on outstanding students who have demonstrated academic excellence and dedication. About 4 years ago, the train left the station when we started making moves to ensure the sole ownership of Lautech. Today, the journey has not only begun, we are on the way to making the university more than a university of technology. We had this in mind when we proposed the Lautech Amendment Bill 2022. The bill, thankfully, is what is enabling the institution offer courses outside the field of technology. While looking at the great future ahead of us, we cannot forget the past. That however does not mean does not mean we will stay put and dwell in the past. That is why we are looking ahead at the new Lautech. When I look over the mantle of leadership of this state, I promise to work tirelessly and take responsibility for the workings of every sector. I am glad that this institution has showed that indeed Ají ṣe bí Ọ̀yọ́ là ń rí, Ọ̀yọ́ kì í ṣe bí bàbá ẹnìkan. As Lautech has been setting the pace among state universities. Now, it's gratifying to observe that this citadel of education has been in and out in the first position of state universities in Nigeria. There was a time Lautech was ranked as the best state-run university in Nigeria. I'm glad, on behalf of His Excellency the Governor of Oyo State, to observe that 2025, Lautech is also awarded the best state university in Nigeria. Our commitment to making functional education available to our children is still very much intact, and we are undeterred. We are assured that with the expansion of Lautech, that dream will be actualized. I have reports that the College of Agric Sciences and Renewable Natural Resources is doing well, as we note, and at the risk of sounding repetitive, I'm therefore assuring you again that our administration will continue to prioritize education. Let me pause a while and charge our graduates. A while ago, I was interacting with the Vice Chancellor, and he told me the graduates are postgraduate students graduating today. And while the Pro-Chancellor was addressing the congregation, he said that he's wishing and working towards making Lautech one of the 100 globally recognized university. And he said, it's a tall dream. Let me say that it is not really a tall dream. It is a realizable dream. And I believe sincerely that Lautech, under your leadership, will put this citadel of education within 100 globally recognized universities in the world. And I'm able to say this because although this is technologically based university, and the graduates that are before us can make a turnaround that will put LAUTECH within not only 100 globally recognized universities, but within 50 globally recognized universities. I'm able to say this because, as you know, scientists, that's what you call a quantum leap. That's a departure from conventional way of doing things. So walk around. These are wet minds. These are rich minds that can transform LAUTECH within a very short time into 50 globally recognized universities. So to the graduating students, I offer these words of wisdom. As you embark on your journey, remember that your education is a foundation for greatness. Apply your knowledge, skills, and values to make positive impact in your communities and the world at large. Always remember that your journey through university is not just to earn a degree, but to make you responsible citizens. You should also be ready to put innovation, creativity, and technological training LAUTECH has infused in you into good use. By so doing, you play a part both in addressing society challenges and helping us make Oyo State, indeed, the world's a better state to live in. Like I said here last year, education is a key factor in the blueprint of our roadmap to sustainable development. That explains why education took 21.4% of the state budget, and our administration has continually prioritized education and infrastructure. They are both keys to development. Many people are seeing graduates clad in academic outfits, but what I see before me are people who will shape the future of Nigeria. As LAUTECH celebrates 35 years of existence, I charge university community to continue to strive for excellence, innovation, and relevance. Again, let me knit what I have said earlier on about transforming the university into one of the 50 globally recognized one by saying that play relevance in your academic curriculum so that the shorter way we are looking at you coming within the 50 will be realized in due course. Let us harness our collective potential to address societal challenges and contribute to national development. At this juncture, I've listened to the Vice Chancellor and the Pro-Chancellor. One said they are Oliver Twist, and one asked for more. Well, we will put both together to give assurance to this university that Oyo State government, under the leadership of His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde, will support in all ramifications. welfare of staff, conducive learning environment, and encouragement of research and development, so that very short time, LAUTECH will be the leading university in Nigeria and within the 50 globally university in the world. On this note, let me congratulate graduating students, faculty, and staff on this momentous occasion. May this celebration mark a new chapter in LAUTECH's journey towards excellence and greatness. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. The Vice Chancellor, sir. At this juncture, I'd like to announce a slight adjustment to the program. And I apologize for this. It's because we have a surprise for His Excellency, the Executive Governor of your state, Engineer Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde, who is ably represented by His Excellency, the Deputy Governor for your state, Barrister Bayo Lawal. Sir, I crave your indulgence, sir, that you please step out while the Vice Chancellor and the Pro-Chancellor will accompany you to the surprise we have over there for the unveiling. Thank you, sir. The Vice Chancellor, sir, I know that you will have one or two things to say on this after the unveiling.
This is presented to the visitor to the university on behalf of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso.
The Vice Chancellor, sir. The persons whose names will be called have fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and regulations of the university and have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy. I therefore call upon the Dean of the Postgraduate School to present the graduating students. The Dean of Postgraduate School, please.
Will the graduating PhD students please stand and remain standing? The Vice Chancellor, sir, I present the graduates standing before you and those who are unavoidably absent, for whom I stand proxy, and who have successfully completed their Doctor of Philosophy of Ladoke Akitola University of Technology, Ogbomoso.
The Vice Chancellor, sir, please, we need you to admit them.
By the authority of the Senate, I admit you all severally to various degrees of Master of Philosophy, Master of Science, Master of Technology, Master of Information Technology, Master of Business Administration, Master of Public Administration, Master of Technology and Postgraduate Diploma, and Doctor of Philosophy.
The Deputy Registrar will lead the graduating PhD student to the dais to receive the Vice Chancellor and Pro-Chancellor handshake while we call the name. Department of Agricultural Economics, we have Akijobi Bolahan Abidemi. Department of Agricultural Extension and Rural Development, Adelakon Stephen Adekunle, Oladipo Solomon Oyetunde, Akiboye Oyelayo Abishegun. Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, Department of Medical Laboratory Science, Ahmed Bayo Opakunde. Department of Physiology, Aigbe Roland Ehusasa. Folawiyo Mashood Abiola, Shoeton Olani Aziz, Ajibike Richard Ademola. Department of Computer Science, Jenyo Ife Oluwani Adebanke, Ogundoyle Olutosin, Ismail Folashade Muibat. Department of Agricultural Engineering, Babatunde Moses Adeniyi. Department of Chemical Engineering, Olowoyo Idayat Adebukola, Adeshipo Toyin Adedayo, Agbale Nneka Rosemary, Raji Wurala Abake, Oladoni Sunday Olawumi. Department of Computer Engineering, Oyinloye Olufunke Anoluwapo, Oguniyi Julius Olasumbo. Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Olaiwola Adedayo Amos, Ojulari Akim Olusegun, Mohammed Tani Sefiani, Oyerinde Ritioluwa Mojisola, Olayiwola Dari Samsidin, Electrical Ariba Folashade Olamide, Balogun Abbas, Adeleke Bolarinwa Samson. Department of Mechanical Engineering, Oshumakede Labaika, Aderibigbe Abidemi Adetuji. Faculty of Environmental Science, Akangbe Olabode Oladayo. Alabi Abimbola Theophilus. Adejari Jacob Ayorinde. Faculty of Food and Consumer Sciences, Adewale Samuel Adegoke. Meyaki Olutayo Moses. Adebi Olabode Aziza Tolanike. Oshubade Oluwaseun Adebowale. Adetola Richard Oluwatoyin. Aki Bisoye Antonia Folake. Faculty of Management Science, Aziz Olaleka Habib. Odedoyin Moses. Onifade Akim Olaiwola. Bello Wasiu. Oke Oluwakayode. Kolawole Sunday Adeyemi. Oroge Caleb Adedeji. Akitude Ambali Olaleye. Akitude Akim Akewale. Adekunle Oyefunke Olanike. Oyeleye Kayo Gifty Oluyemi Boyesola and Udentry Emmanuel. No.
The Vice Chancellor, sir. The persons whose names will be called have fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and regulations of the university.
For the award of higher degrees of various masters and postgraduate diplomas, stand and remain standing.
By the authority of Senate, I confer on you postgraduate diplomas of various disciplines, and I admit you all severally to various degrees of Master of Philosophy, Master of Science, Master of Technology, Master of Information Technology, Master of Business Administration, Master of Public Administration, Master in Transport Management of Ogbomoso, of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso.
You may be seated, please.
come out. Yes. The good news I have for you is that you can file out and have a handshake with the Vice Chancellor. Please, the Deputy Registrar Postgraduate School should please help us to coordinate that. Mr. Lojede, thank you. The Vice Chancellor, sir. At this point, we would like to recognize the top 20 LAUTECH scholars. This award is for the top 20 LAUTECH scholars. The top 20 LAUTECH scholars award. May I invite the Vice Chancellor to please step out as we call their names. Professor Christiana Iyabo Oladipo. A round of applause for her. Next is Professor Oluwagbemiga Solomon Bello. Professor Oluwagbemiga Solomon Bello. Professor Oluwagbemiga Solomon Bello. Next is Professor Agbaje Latif. Professor Agbaje Latif. Professor Agbaje Latif. Next is Professor Musibau Adewuyi Aziz. Professor Musibau Adewuyi Aziz. Next is Professor Julius Kola Oloke. Professor Julius Kola Oloke. Professor Julius Kola Oloke. Next is Dr. Roland. Dr. Roland Ehohosa Aigbe. Dr. Roland Aigbe. Next is Professor Samuel Agari Enahoro. Professor Samuel Enahoro Agari. Professor Samuel Enahoro Agari. Next is Professor Beatrice Iyabo Olayemi Ade Omowaye. Professor Beatrice Iyabo Olayemi Ade Omowaye. Next on the list, Professor Motayo Sharafaddin Amuda. Professor Omotayo Sharafaddin Amuda. Next to him is Professor Taufik Akangbe Yekin. Professor Taufik Akangbe Yekin. Next is Dr. Olakunle James Onolapo. Dr. Olakunle James Onolapo. Dr. Adejoke Yetunde Onolapo. Dr. Adejoke Yetunde Onolapo. Husband and wife. Professor Olugbenga Edward Ayodele. Professor Olugbenga Edward Ayodele. Professor Teslim Babatunde Ashafa. Professor Teslim Babatunde Ashafa. Professor Simeon Olatayo Jekayifa. Professor Simeon Olatayo Jekayifa. Professor Adesheye Abiodun Akintunde. Professor Adesheye Abiodun Akintunde. Professor Wasiu Babatunde Akanbi. Professor Wasiu Babatunde Akanbi. Professor Akim Ayinde Rahim. Professor Akim Ayinde Rahim. Okay, he's standing in for Professor Akambi. Yeah, thank you, sir. Professor Akim Ayinde Rahim. Professor Olushola Ojurongbe. Professor Olushola Ojurongbe. Finally, Professor Ayodeji Folorunsho Ajayi. Professor Ayodeji Folorunsho Ajayi. Thank you very much, sir. The Vice Chancellor, sir, we want to take time out to recognize our friends, dignitaries that are here. We want to start with Vice Chancellors of other universities. And as I call you, please step out for your goodwill messages. Thank you. Ajayi Crowther University. Professor Timothy Adebayo. Professor Ayodele, representing the Vice Chancellor of Lagos State University. Professor Lanre Olaniyan, Vice Chancellor, Emmanuel Alayande University of Education. Registrar, Emmanuel Alayande University, Mrs. Olubunmi Asumo. The Acting Vice Chancellor, Osun State University, Professor Lawrence Adetunji Kehinde. And the Registrar, Registrar Osun State University, Mrs. Atinuke Oguntunde. The Vice Chancellor, Bowen University, Iwo, Professor Olufemi Awotunde.
Thank you so much, Ma, for the opportunity to quickly inform us that we have the boss of the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Mr. Kehinde Olatokun, in this hall. We also have the university librarian, Dr. Sarah Adefunke Ebijua. Thank you so much.
Sorry, Professor Fako Lujo, our own Professor Fako Lujo, Joseph Ayo Abalola University, Jabo. Sorry, sir. Yes. The Vice Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to invite you to declare the convocation ceremony closed.
I hereby declare the convocation ceremony closed.
Thank you. Please, let's remain standing as I recognize royal fathers in our midst, starting with His Imperial Majesty, the Ṣọ̀ún of Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ land, Ọba Gandhi Afọlábí Ọláoyè, Orúmọgẹ́gẹ́ the third. Please permit me to recognize the Aṣẹ́yìn of Ìṣẹ́yìn land, Ọba Ṣẹ̀fíù Oyèbọ́lá Adéyẹrí the third. We want to recognize the Alẹ́ of Òkèlérin Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́, Ọba Samuel Amao. Welcome, sir. We have the representative of Opetu of Igeru land. Kábíyèsí, we recognize you. Thank you so much, sir. Collection of your certificate for PhD, meet with the Deputy Registrar's office at the Postgraduate School. Masters regular, postgraduate school board conference room, then Masters and PGD professional, basement of the Great Hall,